dark, I stand before you, knowing this is my chance to show you my heart. This is the start. This is the start. I have so much to say, and I'm hoping that your arms are open. Don't turn away, I want you near me, but you have to hear me. Here's where I stand, here's who I am. Love me, but don't tell me who I have to be. Here's where I am, I'm what you see. You said I had to change, and I was trying, but my heart was lying. I'm not a child any longer, I am stronger. Here's where I stand, here's who I am. Help me to move on, but please don't tell me how. I'm on my way, I'm moving now. In this life we come so far, but we're only who we are, with the courage of love to show us the way. We've got the power to stand up and say, here's who I am. Stand up and be counted. I'm counting on you. If you're with me, we'll make it through. Here's where I stand, here's who I am. Love me, love me, love me, and we'll make it through. Here's where I stand. Baby, baby, I'm counting on you. Love me, love me, love me, and we'll make it through. I'm counting, I'm counting, I'm counting, I'm counting on you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Awesome. I want to welcome you to City Bar Justice Center's 2022 Gala. I am Nyla Watson, your mistress of ceremonies, for serving those who serve. And I do hope that you've served yourself with tasty food and pro bono cocktails, because we love a free drink, okay? Now with full bellies and hopefully fuller hearts, I want to invite you all to follow me and my fellow Broadway performers into the meeting hall, where our awards presentation is about to begin, okay? right, let's get started. So everyone, I'm Nyla again. I will be your mistress of ceremonies for tonight. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, this is a blessing to be together on this evening, actually together, right? With colleagues and friends and allies for good in person. Can we just give it a hand for being in person? Now, I can almost bet a lot of you probably haven't seen each other in person outside of a Zoom square in about 2 years. Yeah? We're living life really, we are living life outside of the box. And I thought I would never get out of that little square. Now, y'all, I'm a Broadway performer. So Broadway auditions in a Zoom square is no fun, okay? But we also want to thank our streaming audience for joining us remotely tonight. We appreciate you. So tonight we will celebrate those who serve in a way that only New York City talent can. And it feels so good to be up here. Y'all, look at this. This is amazing. This dais is gorgeous. Right? All of the decorations, the production team has been killing it. But it makes me feel like a Supreme. Okay? And no, hey, I sang. Didn't you hear me singing, baby? I was singing for you. And no, but it's not Diana Ross, though she's amazing. It makes me feel like those other Supremes. Y'all know, okay? Now, I don't know what it is, if it's somebody's perfume, or if it's the aura of righteousness, or maybe it's the distinct whiff of justice in the air. Can we say, oh, the SCOTUS, perhaps? Okay, catch it, all right? Okay, okay. Now, in Shakespeare's Measure for Measure, it is said that a good counselor lacks no clients. So please welcome to the stage, or the bench, a good counselor with many clients and the president of the New York City Bar Association, Sheila S. Boston.
Good evening. Okay, that was mediocre. We're going to try that again. Good evening. All right, and a very, very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Sheila Boston, and I am your 69th president of the New York City Bar Association, and we're in the house. Tonight, we honor Deloitte and Kramer, Levin, Naftalis, and Frankel, two firms with truly impressive track records in pro bono and community service. We recognize them in particular this evening for their recent work with the City Bar Justice Center's Veterans Assistance Project. I offer a really special warm welcome to Deloitte and Kramer Levin, their team members joining us tonight. There's an important message behind our theme this evening: serving those who serve. For sure, we salute Deloitte and Kramer Levin for exemplary pro bono service, but we also acknowledge that their service is on behalf of women and men who pledged and gave a very particular form of service themselves to our communities, to our nation, and beyond in the armed forces. Do we not have an even greater sense, given the past 6 weeks of searing headlines, what such a pledge can mean? And so, to truly honor the work that Deloitte and Kramer Levin have done, we also pause to salute the veteran clients whom the Justice Center serves. Women and men living at or below the poverty line in New York City, who also live with disability connected to their service, and who are our neighbors and fellow New Yorkers. Women and men we stand next to on the subway. Women and men we walk down in the aisles of Duane Reade or encounter on our streets. And for some of us, this is even closer to home. I, for example, am a military brat, an Army brat in particular. That's right, go Army. My family has 3 generations of service in the U.S. Army: my grandfather, my father, my brother. So I have a good sense of the courage and sacrifices made by our dedicated military personnel. We owe those on active military duty, as well as our veterans, an immeasurable debt of gratitude. Now, and actually, let's show them some gratitude. Now, the immersive art we experienced this evening is meant to encourage us to stop and to think, and hopefully to realize that when we do pro bono well for neighbors such as these, we touch the life of another and connect to a larger story in a way that also touches and changes our own lives. That is the pro bono we celebrate. Passionate advocacy, thoughtful lawyering, generous gifts of time and talent paid forward. We have seen that and more from the Deloitte and Kramer Levin teams that have given so much to our Veterans Assistance Project. And tonight, we honor it. And so, to our Deloitte and Kramer Levin friends, we salute you, and we thank you for giving life to two themes at the heart of my City Bar presidency. Hashtag Great Lawyers for Good, and hashtag Bar of Hope. Yes. This evening's program will help us see, hear, and feel those themes. For now, I again welcome you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting this evening's gala and amplifying its theme, serving those who serve. And P.S., by the way, when you get those text-to-pledge requests, you know what I'm talking about this evening, you'll see them. Please, 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 and pretty please, pull out your phone and text a pledge. We need to hit our fundraising goal tonight. I thank you in advance. And now, it is indeed my pleasure and honor to introduce the City Bar Justice Center's Executive Director, the one and only, give it up for Kurt Dink.
Thank you. Reverend Jerome matched his mask and shoes, you'll see, with our orange theme this evening, so thank you. Sheila Boston's husband. And thank you so much, President Boston, for so warmly welcoming our guests, but especially for your impactful leadership these past 2 years. You know, when Sheila became City Bar President in June 2020, the pandemic was still frighteningly new. George Floyd had just been murdered, catalyzing a long overdue, deeper reckoning with America's original sin of racism. And a presidential race was underway that would culminate in the awful events of January 6, 2021. Now, COVID is more manageable. Racial justice remains a desperate need, but one that does seem to be more broadly recognized as such. And while political division remains, a new Supreme Court justice is about to be confirmed. The first, that's right, the first, we hope, in a long line to come of Black women on that court. Let's hear it for that. Sheila, you identified 6 pillars to guide your leadership of the City Bar, and 3, COVID recovery, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and access to justice are particularly relevant to the Justice Center's mission. Thank you. And I'd ask all of us to thank President Boston for her passionate, thoughtful, and visionary leadership. President Boston already alluded to this. The shattering of international law and accompanying humanitarian devastation that we're witnessing in Ukraine gives us all the more reason to reflect on the meaning of the service we honor this evening. We celebrate serving those who serve. The exemplary pro bono service that Deloitte and Kramer Levin have offered to our Veterans Assistance Project clients stands out in its own right. But it also amplifies remarkable work led by that project's director, my colleague Mikita Salmand, and others. Now almost a decade old, our Veterans Assistance Project and its pro bono partners have provided free legal assistance to thousands of veterans, including those with service records dating back to World War II. The project has secured hundreds of thousands of dollars in ongoing monthly disability benefits and many millions in retroactive benefits. This initiative helps keep veterans in New York City better housed, better able to get health care they need and deserve, better able to reconnect with their families and friends following their time in the service. Our program this evening, including a video profiling one of our clients, Mr. Calvin Stewart, who is with us this evening, that video will show the resilience of women and men who serve in our armed forces and carry some form of disability from that service, usually for the rest of their lives. That veterans take on that risk, that sacrifice, when they choose to protect our nation, values, and the rule of law by joining the armed forces shows that their decision to serve touches the most intimate parts of their lives. For that reason, a pro bono attorney's assistance to a veteran whose sacrifice results in service-connected disability requires a deft as well as deeply caring type of professional intimacy. The art, the dance we experience this evening are meant to immerse us in that context and call forth a hope-filled recommitment to service within ourselves as well. And so in a few moments, we'll take in more sounds, images, and sentiments that flesh out those themes that Sheila introduced: great lawyers for good and bar of hope. Before we do, we'll be asking each of you, our individual guests and our live stream viewers, for your support. This event underwrites 1/4 of the annual budget that makes our services possible. And thankfully, as of late yesterday afternoon, 75 corporations and law firms have stepped up to sponsor this event and brought us just over the $1 million mark in pledges to support our work. Thank you. So I also ask each of you here, as guests of a firm or corporation that sponsored this event, also to be generous, so we can reach or even exceed our day of fundraising goal of an additional $50,000. Help us be that bar of hope. Finally, I want to thank the City Bar Justice Center team that works so hard to partner effectively with pro bono supporters like Deloitte, Kramer, Levin, and so many others to serve the 25,000 New Yorkers benefited by our services each year. To again, Mikita Salmand, who directs our Veterans Assistance Project. Mikita's up front. To Libby Vasquez, our Director of Legal Services, and Cassandra Celestin, our Pro Bono Director. Put your hands up. I can't see. To our operations team, Cheryl Lopez, Kyla James, and Leah Sussman, who worked so hard to pull off this event, and to the attorneys who direct our 12 projects. All of you, please raise your hands. Thank you. And our staff attorneys and project coordinators as well, please raise your hands. Thank you for so passionately and ably supporting our mission to serve as many clients in need as we can. Each day, I am both proud and humbled to work with you. To everyone, thank you for being here this evening. And it's now my great pleasure to share the stories and work of our incredible honorees.
I was 17 when I went in. I had just graduated from high school, and my mom had to sign for me to go in. I went in as an artillery man. I was like blowing up stuff and then with the big loud guns and stuff. So I was like, oh, this is cool. You don't realize all the things that you're doing is basically injuring you. My hearing was going bad. I never even thought about protective equipment. But then you get out, well, why is my ear starting to ring? And then they want to, oh, well, file for this. You got 30 days to do this. It took me forever to get my hearing aid. They finally gave it to me. So I put it in to distract some of the noise. And then they tell me, well, if you want it, we can take out my eardrum so I won't hear the hearing at all. And I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. It just never dawned on you that these things are harmful. You just keep doing it.
I see there being two very important dimensions to the pro bono work that our volunteer lawyers do with our veteran clients. The first, it's the head part, the smarts part. It's a lawyer using their skills to work with a veteran to comb through what's called a C file, a claims file, to understand the nature of the disability that's being claimed, how it's connected to their service, and how it has impacted their life going forward. But there's another part of it too, where I think pro bono advocacy is critically important. And we've seen this especially with our veteran clients. And that is to be there as a companion, to work with a veteran, help them understand the connection between the disability that they've acquired and what their future is. It's really gratifying when we see pro bono volunteers who focus not just on the particulars of veterans law, but the particulars of the client matter, and really take time to figure out, who is this person who I'm representing? What's their story?
Kurt had the idea that we at Kramer Levin would team up with the City Bar Justice Center on a major pro bono project. And I think Kurt asked me whether there's somebody that we at Kramer Levin wanted to team with. And the first one that came to mind was our friends at Deloitte.
That's exactly how it went down, and it came at a moment when we were looking to do more pro bono work, and we were looking for a way to get more of our folks involved, and so it was really a win-win for us.
I think it's a great model. Again, it gives everybody a chance to do good and to do pro bono work, and it gives us a chance to deepen and strengthen our relationships with a very valued client, and we build on that. So I definitely think it's a great formula.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, it's something that is easily and very quickly replicated over and over. It's a great experience for us because it gives us a direct connection to the community at a moment when we're really looking to do more in our community. Our junior people got to meet people from Kramer Levin. That's important for us as we think about, who are going to be the future leaders of our firm and the firms that serve us. It's a great model, and it's one that we are already looking to duplicate in other areas with Kramer Levin and with others.
So something I like to highlight a lot, we have a team of about 30 people, and our services benefit about 24,000 New Yorkers every single year. How do we do it? It's through partnership with Kramer Levin, with Deloitte, with many of our other partners who provide the time and the talent and, frankly, the treasure that helps to leverage our works.
When I first filed for my hearing and when it started going back from VA, and that was in 2011. And when they sent me a denial, I just threw it in the trash and thought it was all over. When I was introduced to Susan and I said, oh, well, we'll take care of all this for you. I was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. I couldn't believe it that City Bar was going to take care of all of this stuff for pro bono. I wouldn't have to pay anything.
We had a lengthy meeting with Calvin and talked all about his experiences in the service. And I think part of that was jogging his memory and helping him to recall some of the events and the activities that he engaged in the service that might have led to some of the issues that he's experienced since then. So it's been really eye-opening. Well, Calvin, it's our pleasure and privilege to be able to work with you on this.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
my, how utterly amazing and inspiring. Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. At this juncture, Carol Villegas of Lebaton Shusharo, and I hope I pronounce your firm correctly. Ordinarily, Carol would be here to present our awards in her capacity as chair of the City Bar Fund Board. However, she's out of the country. She's out on business, by the way, this evening, but she sends her warmest greetings to all of you. She sends congratulations to our honorees, and she even asked me to read a message. Quote, as a longtime pro bono partner of the City Bar Justice Center, my firm and I have seen firsthand what it takes to build and sustain pro bono programming that enhances a team's values and talent while making a difference in our community. My wish for everyone gathered for this event is that by celebrating Deloitte's and Kramer Levin's standout example of how to make a meaningful difference in uniquely challenging times, this evening's celebration reinvigorates the legal community to continue serving more of our neighbors in need. Thank you for your support, and please keep it up. That's from Carol. And in case you're watching, we miss you, Carol. Carol's focus on reinvigorating pro bono commitment when so much else absorbs our energy is precisely what we celebrate in this evening's honorees. With a 175-year history and a foothold in over 150 countries and territories, Deloitte provides industry-leading comprehensive business services to nearly 90% of the Fortune Global 500 and thousands of private companies. With offices anchored in New York City, Silicon Valley, and Paris, and now a new office in our nation's capital, Kramer, Levin, Naftalis, and Frankel is a leading law firm that specializes in dozens of core practice areas and several niche markets. What we especially celebrate tonight, however, is how Deloitte and Kramer Levin leverage their business success to ensure communities they serve also succeed. In particular, tonight we honor both firms' creative, responsive, sustained leadership, assisting New York City veterans pursuing service-connected disability claims. Now, this work is truly daunting. Claims files can stretch up to 10,000 pages of often fragmented service, medical, and personal records. And the Department of Veterans Affairs is one of the more convoluted federal bureaucracies to navigate. Helping Veterans Assistance Project clients requires patient listening, painstaking attention to detail, and a capacity to make assertive yet nuanced arguments. Deloitte and Kramer Levin teams have done that and more, and the result is that more Veterans Assistance Project clients will have their cases pressed forward with the greatest possible zeal. Most importantly, success in these cases makes a material difference in our veteran neighbors' capacity to live healthier, more financially secure, more connected lives. Calvin Stewart's story was but one example, and there are more such stories we can tell, thanks to the hard work and commitment of Deloitte and Kramer Levin. And on that note, I know Kurt already mentioned it, but I'm just so honored to personally greet and thank Mr. Stewart for joining us this evening in person. Please, sir, please stand and say hello to everybody. And thank you for your service. Thank you. Thank you for your service, and bless you, Mr. Stewart. For setting a world-class example of exemplary pro bono leadership and tireless commitment to a broad range of public service initiatives, we are delighted to present 2022 City Bar Justice Awards to both Deloitte and Kramer Levin. And now, first up is Ben Campbell, if he'd start coming to the stage, General Counsel of Deloitte. Congratulations, Ben, and to you and all of your colleagues, we say thank you.
I have to tell you, this is pretty amazing to be standing up here talking to a room full of people after 2 years. I also have to say, I feel a little bit like I should reserve about 30 seconds for rebuttal. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you, Sheila and Kurt. It's really a privilege to be here. Deloitte is honored to share this award this evening with our partners and colleagues and my personal friend, Paul Schumann from Kramer Levin. We have a long history of working closely with Kramer Levin, and we really appreciate the opportunity to be here together with them. Congratulations to everybody involved on this prestigious honor. We are gathered here tonight because all of us share the commitment of the City Bar Justice Center to serving our community. As Sheila mentioned at Deloitte, we believe we are only as good as the good that we do. Every day, we strive to live up to our unifying principle, making an impact that matters. I am very fortunate to be part of an organization that is committed to the greater good. Deloitte has a long history of serving our communities in a number of ways, most notably by contributing more than 1 million hours of pro bono services to nonprofits. We strive to leverage our greatest asset, the skills and experience of our people. From our annual day of service to virtual mentoring to supporting frontline organizations that help people recover and thrive, Deloitte U.S. professionals volunteer more than 158,000 hours every year by leveraging their skills and experience to help nonprofits tackle pressing challenges. I'm particularly appreciative, both personally and professionally, of the chance to continue Deloitte's tradition of public service alongside my colleagues in the Office of General Counsel, past and present, who have built a decades-long legacy in pro bono and volunteerism. When Kramer Levin approached us with the chance to give back once again by serving those like Calvin and the men and women of the armed forces who have served and protected us for so long, the answer was an unequivocal and immediate yes. This award reflects a deep-rooted commitment to justice and equity that we share with all of you here tonight, and most directly with our friends at Kramer Levin. We pledge that we will continue to strive to combine pro bono work and community service holistically with our deep and unwavering commitment to talent development and diversity, equity, and inclusion. These principles are foundational at Deloitte. They are non-negotiable. We view these vital principles as intertwined and interconnected, and we are pleased to have the opportunity to do more to give back to our communities in which we have the privilege to live and work in partnerships with the law firms who work alongside us, while simultaneously creating an impactful professional opportunity for every segment of our society. While the last couple of years have been unprecedented in their challenges and uncertainty, I still believe that we are fortunate to be practicing at a time that is transformative for society and for our profession. While transformation most definitely brings challenges, it also brings opportunities and a renewed hope that all of us are in a position to play a role in bringing positive change to our communities and our profession. What is not changing, however, is the commitment that we all have to serving others that lies at the heart of pro bono work, and indeed, at the heart of the legal profession. As lawyers, our first and last duty is to serve others, and pro bono work is a tangible reminder of that fundamental principle. So we are grateful for the opportunity to give back in as many ways as we can, and we are deeply appreciative of the chance to do that together with Kramer Levin and the City Bar Justice Center. Thank you again.
Let's give one more congratulations to Ben and his colleagues. Awesome. And we are just getting started with the motivation, the inspiration. How many of you have read this quote up here by Mr. Tilden? Challenging us to be bold, ladies and gentlemen. And to what end? To restore the dignity and honor which it once possessed. Doesn't that resonate as you reflect upon the work our honorees are doing with the Justice Center's veteran clients, working with them to fundamentally affirm their dignity and honor? Now, before Sheila presents our next award, here's how you can be bold with your deduction, your tax deductible donation, okay? With your donation to the City Bar Justice Center's Veterans Assistance Project. Text to number 41444, that's 41444. And you want to type the message CBJC22, space, $, the amount which you're donating, space, your name. And then tap that send button, okay? Now I want you to go ahead and get competitive. I want you to take a peek at the phone of the person sitting next to you, and I want you to donate double, okay, what they're gonna give, okay? Because we will be showing the receipts. And as you press that send button, I want you to help me in welcoming back to the stage Sheila S. Boston.
All right, get those phones a-working. I told you earlier the time would come where you could participate as well. Ben, I want to thank you for your remarks. They were warm and wonderful and inspiring. Thank you so much. Now, we've heard many times this evening how partnership is critical to maximizing pro bono impact. Kramer Levin is a long-standing City Bar Justice Center pro bono partner, having worked over the years not just with the Veterans Assistance Project, but also with the consumer bankruptcy, homeowner stability, immigrant justice, and neighborhood entrepreneur law projects. And so it gives me great honor and pleasure also to introduce, congratulate, and warmly thank Kramer, Levin, Naftalis, and Frankel co-managing partner, the one and only Paul Schumann.
This is great. I've never had walk-on music before. You guys know Enter Sandman? It's a Yankee joke. It's so nice to see everybody. It's nice that getting dressed up and having cocktails and watching interpretive dance is starting to feel normal again. My name is Paul Schumann. I'm the co-managing partner of Kramer Levin. I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to thank you for supporting this event. And I particularly want to thank Mr. Stewart for being here, and I want to thank all of the clients for our project for working with us on this. On behalf of our firm, I want to express our gratitude to the City Bar Justice Center for honoring us with an award. The Justice Center continues to be one of our most valued partner organizations. We love all of our partner organizations, but we feel especially close to the Justice Center, and thank you, Kurt, for working with us on this. For many, many years, Kramer Levin's work has worked with the Justice Center, and that work empowers our lawyers and our staff to find meaningful ways to assist New Yorkers in need in countless ways. I'd like to congratulate our friends at Deloitte. It was a true pleasure to team up with them on this project. Our firm has a long-standing and deep relationship with Deloitte, one which predates me at the firm. On the other hand, as many of you know, and as Ben alluded to, I have a friendship with Ben Campbell that goes back more than 20 years to our days in the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District. And Ben, you've been a great friend and a mentor and a trial partner. And of course, being a trial partner, as many of you know, is the closest bond you can have with someone outside of marriage. I've been reflecting, Ben, on the fact that when you and I did our trial together, it was almost 20 years ago, and we were both so youthful and fresh-faced and full of energy, and now only you are. Every time I
do something with Ben Campbell, I'm going to make a comment on how youthful and fresh-faced he is. So one of the solemn responsibilities of being a managing partner is taking credit for other people's hard work. And in the 2 years that I've been doing this, I'm getting pretty good at it. I stand here today, but the truth is that we had nearly 30 lawyers and staff at Kramer Levin who worked on this project together with our teammates at Deloitte. At Kramer Levin, we have always believed that pro bono is an integral part of who we are. We like to say that it's part of the DNA of our firm. We like to say that even though we're lawyers and we don't really understand DNA or biology. But what we mean by that is that we have a long history of encouraging attorneys to pursue pro bono matters that are important to them. And we share a belief with our friends at Deloitte and the City Bar Justice Center that the passionate commitment to pro bono work makes our lawyers better, makes our firm better, makes our city and the world better. And I'm proud to say that in 2021, despite the pandemic, over 80% of our lawyers engaged in meaningful pro bono work. We logged over 45,000 pro bono hours. That included substantial work in a number of areas, including our relatively new Racial Justice Initiative. We launched the Racial Justice Initiative in 2020 to assist communities that are adversely affected by racism and to address systemic injustices that disproportionately impact people of color. And we've seen that the denial of benefits to deserving veterans in our city is one of those injustices. I'd like to note that with Ben, I did some work. I was a member of one of the teams that worked with a veteran client, and I saw firsthand how truly Byzantine our system of veterans benefits is. And being a litigator is full of challenges, and we are often called upon to learn new areas of law. But I'm telling you that trying to understand how an injured veteran gets benefits is the hardest thing that I tried to do last year, and I didn't succeed. So I really commend the Justice Center's Veterans Assistance Project for the very important and very, very difficult work that they do every day. And finally, special thanks to Kurt Dank, Makita Salmond, Olivia Lazan for their tireless efforts, their boundless patience, and their hard work helping us collaborate with them and with Deloitte on this Veterans Assistance Project. And we are truly inspired by all of the work done by the Justice Center to close the justice gap and increase justice for all New Yorkers. So it's very gracious of all of you to honor us with an award, but the truth is that we should be honoring you, and we do. Thank you.
All right, you guys, let's give one more round of applause to Paul and Kramer Levin. Yes, your team and Ben's at Deloitte set a high bar. Oh, okay, y'all, come on. That was my best one. No. Set a high bar for being of service, okay? No. Okay, so I know this is a room full of lawyers, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about the military. Now, each branch has its own language and endless acronyms, but there's one in particular that is fitting for tonight, and that's I got your six. Here, who knows what I'm talking about, right? When we talk about your battle buddy covering your six, they're covering your back, they're covering your fine behind, they're covering your y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? So they're covering your back. Well, these veterans have covered our civilian rears for forever. And now it's our turn as their ally to cover theirs. So if you missed it before, now's your chance to cover their 6 by texting to number 41444. Type in CBJC22 space $, that donation amount, right? That competitive donation amount, the one you're gonna give more than the person sitting next to you, that number, space your name, and remember to hit that send button. Soon, we'll tally up your donations and those from our friends online. Thank you so much for being with us. But now, let this celebration of so much generosity in the room flow around you and lift your spirits and lift your wings. My goodness, what a tribute. Beautiful, right? Oh my, can we give them just one more round of applause? So beautiful. Y'all, there is a lot of talent in this room, okay? And I don't just mean our performers. I mean the talent all you advocates bring to the table. And that's the talent that the Justice Center needs for the challenge that lies ahead. As we speak, U.S. troops are being bolstered in Eastern Europe, and there's legislation pending in the Senate to address veteran disabilities due to exposure to toxins. The need for this work remains great. Kurt? Let's get Mr. Dank back up here with our donor totals. Now, there are tonight thousands of New York-based service members deployed all over the world. And we know those in Eastern Europe are particularly on our mind tonight, and veterans, those who have served, who need proper care and compensation for service-connected disability. And the Justice Center's team is here for them, okay? So Kurt, hit us with the good news.
A thousand thanks, everyone, from the heart. To Nyla, thank you, our Mistress of Ceremonies, to President Boston, Mr. Stewart, the amazing Gloss House production team led by Gabby, Lindsay, and Sarah. Woo, let's hear it for them. To Ben and Paul for your gracious remarks, and to the Deloitte and Kramer Levin teams. And to all of you, thank you. So when we started the program this evening, our text to pledge total was at $22,841 for tonight, and we are now at $28,883. So that is an additional $6,000 just during the course of the program. So this evening has been an inspiration for us all, and I know it has refueled all of us to continue fighting the good fight to increase access to justice. So please follow us on social media, join us as a pro bono volunteer, and share your material resources with us as well. Together we can ensure that as we rebuild from COVID, tomorrow's New York will be one where opportunity is more equally available and equally protected for all. So we're close to 29,000. Can we get to 30 this evening while we're still here? Can we get there? Take out your phones. We saw the instructions on the screen. They're on the paper airplanes. We would love more support to put us over certainly the 30,000 mark, maybe even a little bit beyond. So with that, I will turn it back to Nyla. And again, thank you, all of us. Thank you to all of you from all of us for being here this evening. Thank you, and back to Nyla.
Wow, this is amazing. This is excellent. And y'all are generous. This is beautiful. So before we bring up Sheila to close your evening, I'm going to ask all of you brilliant people to be even more bold and to dig even deeper. These veterans need you now more than ever, and it's within your power to affirm the dignity and honor they exhibited through their service. You make that difference. So, before Kirk's and Ben's and Paul's head hits the pillow tonight, assuming they ever sleep, okay, with the caseload that they have, I'm sure it's unlikely, but before they hit the bed tonight, I challenge you all to text 41444 one more time and consider doubling, maybe even tripling your donation. And remember, y'all, it's that tax-deductible donation, okay? So, because we'll all sleep better tonight, brows soothed and spirits lifted, knowing that there's so much more good in this great city. It's been a privilege to be your Mistress of Ceremonies tonight. May it please the court, let's welcome one more time New York City Bar Association President Sheila S. Boston.
Give our sister one more hand, our Mistress of Ceremony. Bless. Beloved friends, City Bar, what an amazing evening. My soul is blessed and is lifted in gratitude, and I really mean that. I'm just so amazed and thankful for our brilliant honorees, Deloitte and Kramer Levin, for each and every one of our dozens of generous sponsors and many text-to-pledge donors, for the City Bar Justice Center's amazing team. Thank you for all you do. You're amazing. Amazing. Yes. Of course, to our many pro bono volunteers, for our marvelous artists who immersed us in a world of heart and thought and hope for healing. You moved me to tears. I really mean that. I was over there just like, oh my God, I gotta go up there and I got tear stains. Just beautiful. And of course, for each and every one of you who are here this evening and have participated and have joined us in this wonderful, inspiring celebration, I thank you. And now, it's time to party. We welcome all of you to close out the evening with some delicious dessert and a final toast to your colleagues. But like dishes in the kitchen, let's all remember, there is still a lot of work to be done. So, as we bid each other farewell, please focus just one moment more on my beloved bar of hope. Hope, I believe, is an action verb. The hope that we have from and through one another, and the experience we've all shared this evening. That hope can and must impel us forward. So, please, 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 continue to support our City Bar of Hope, and continue to support our City Bar Justice Center to serve those who are truly in need. Thank you to all, blessings to all, peace to all. And now, please, let's go and enjoy some dessert and final toast. Cheers to all. Thank you and good night.